It is episode 172 of Left Side Heavy the podcast. It's your boys this episode, just your boys, just me and Hayden here. Hayden, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm doing absolutely fan friggin' tastic today. Cannot complain.
How was your day overall?
Good. As we're talking, I just sent you a trade over Dynasty, seeing if you'll like it.
Oh, you just sent me a trade, hey. Shall we discuss over the old
I don't think you'll like
epis
it though.
episode? I didn't like the last one you sent me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get people to just bite at them and then open it back. But I know you don't want Cooper, so
Yeah, but
trying to.
I also don't want Slayton in what you're giving me, so I'll
Yeah,
just
you're right. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna modify that. I'm gonna think about it. But no, it's been pretty chill. You still have Tom Brady on your roster, so that's kind of an L.
I just haven't made any cuts to my team yet. I'm waiting for the draft. I usually do it around the draft. That's when I
You
clean out
just
my
cut people.
roster. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
How do you
But
how did you think about that trade between me and Donald?
I voiced my opinion and I liked it. I think it's a great trade.
Yeah. So for the listeners, this is our dynasty league, and I'm in a very weird spot right now where I'm like good enough to like get in the playoffs, but I'm not good enough to really win.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm kind of offloading my big pieces, and I made a big trade over the weekend. I traded Stephon Diggs and Aaron Jones for Deontay Johnson, Isaiah Pacheco, ninth overall pick in our rookie draft, and a second round pick in that same
Mm.
draft. Next draft, next year. So I don't know. It's all right. I'm
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
not bad.
happy with it. I needed to get younger at running back, and I squeezed Pacheco off of him. So he gets a couple more years at competing at a high level, and I get to get a bit younger. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's my trade. But
oh, definitely.
continue.
Um, yeah, so it's it's been a good day. It's I was very productive today. I cleaned out my van just in time for camping. It
Nice.
needed a thorough deep clean, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. One time Shane and I went shopping and I left butter in the back, and it's pretty hot in the summer of the lower mainland. And I tried to like make it not hit the carpet, and I know the affected area because I could see it. So I went and I like scrubbed it out today, but for a hot minute it was smelling bad. So
God, you're an idiot.
yeah, it's okay. It's better. But no, it's been a pretty decent day, if I say so myself.
Love that.
Yeah, what about you?
Typical day landscaping. It was warm today, a lot warmer than expected. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was pretty good. Like I texted you yesterday the sheet for like the prep for this episode, and I was like, it should be a quick one, just gotta go over the awards and everything and a couple trades, and the next thing you know, some teams were active today and a few
Mm-hmm.
bombs were dropped, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, maybe I think our episode just doubled in length, but yeah,
Gonna
we'll try
try and
yeah,
keep it chill.
try and keep it at a respectable length, but um Hayden, when this comes out, it is a big day for the boys.
Huge day.
Let the listeners know what kind of day it is.
Uh when this episode drops, it'll be hours before the event of the NHL draft. Now, some of you might ask, what is the NHL draft? Well, let me say, it's like the NFL draft. Players get drafted to teams, and this is expected to be one of the most highly anticipated draft classes since I can't even remember. Like,
Yeah.
maybe it was like the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson year
Like
for
that.
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Josh Rosen, L.
yeah,
Uh but the consensus first overall, yo, where would Arizona be right now if they drafted Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
right.
Oh, but it's obviously consensus number one first overall pick. Connor Bedard will be a Chicago Blackhawk as of recording right now in the next 24 hours, less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
And sorry.
Now continue. I'll let you finish.
All right. And then the highly anticipated 11th pick will be even more of a spectacle to watch because that means all of the people listening will get to react while this goes on. I don't know when people usually listen to podcasts, usually in the AM, I'd have to imagine. But
Yeah.
no, it's gonna be an awesome event. It always is. It's not as hyped up as the NFL draft, mostly because it feels like, well, no, it is like 2 weeks to the date that the fucking Stanley Cup ended.
Yeah.
We never get that in football. We have to wait a month and no, we have to wait 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Like, who
Yeah.
cares about the combine?
Yeah, that's what I like about the NHL is that like everyone still like they get you when they're still like in remembrance of the season.
Yeah,
Like it's like they're still attached to the season. It's like, oh, it ended. Oh, okay, well then like and then right after the draft, 5 days later, it's like free agency hits, and it's like, oh God, yeah. It really this
yes,
NHL season doesn't really end until like end of July, which is dope.
absolutely.
But Hayden, I gotta say you're wrong.
Why am I
Because
wrong?
the main event is Nickelback, baby, and we will fucking be there, burning it to the ground with Chad Kruger, our fucking boy. And
Absolutely.
that leads me into the question of the week for episode 172. And Hayden, the theme of this episode is us going to the Nickelback concert Wednesday night at Rogers Arena. How are you,
Hell
Kid
yeah.
Change? Question of the week. I want to hear your top 5 favorite Nickelback jams, Nickelback
Top
songs.
five
And
Nickelback
and
songs.
it doesn't have to be a draft, so we can have like the same songs in our top 5, but I want to hear your top 5 Nickelback songs.
Ooh, okay.
And maybe one that you're kind of anticipating and hoping that they
Well,
play.
they dropped the track list, so I won't
Yeah.
spoil it for you.
Well,
Uh,
I took a look at it today as
oh,
well
okay. So yeah, they're playing a lot of their like new songs
from the
from
Get
their
Rolling,
newest album.
the
Yeah.
Get Rolling one 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. But top five songs. Oh man.
It's so hard, man.
It
It's
is. It is because they're so versatile
yeah.
on like every song that they have. So you know what? I think with the 1-1, you're an idiot if you don't say Rockstar isn't your most favorite Nickelback
I
song.
do standing in line, the clothes will never
Like
get. It's like
everyone
the
is
bottom
going to
of
be
the
fucking
night that I'm
singing this
never
tomorrow
gonna
night.
win. Yeah, I think like Kruger's just gonna hold the mic out and just like the
Well, you
crowd's
know what
gonna
they're
sing.
doing? They This is what I hate this because the Jeff O'Neill show, 99.3 C Fox, listen to this bullshit. So for the past month, they've been promoting call in, send us your best rock star. I called in, I sent a whole song, whole ass like voicemail, sang the whole song, did every like verse,
Yeah,
chorus, solo, whatever, you name it. And thinking this whole promo around it is they're going to choose the best one and send you up to perform with Nickelback. And I'm like, I have to do this. And you can
yeah,
take two people, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I would be the only one performing, but the VIP, like the backstage, right? It was gonna just kind of be like, I don't know. Obviously, Shaden's coming, you're coming. That's a pretty hard choice.
yeah.
I was gonna leave it up to like seeing if one of you would back down because fuck, that's hard.
Fight to the death.
Yeah, exactly. But they were hammering like people call in, do this, And then they're really good friends with the Whitecaps head coach, Vanni Sartini. And they got him to do it. And they just said, here, you have the tickets. And you go up and perform. So I already know that Vanni Sartini is going to perform Rockstar. And I hate it because he's super Italian.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I want to hear someone who doesn't have the chance to do this. Like you picked him and he could have bought his way onto this stage.
Yeah.
I want to hear a fan come up and do this because we all know Kruger's not saying any part of Rockstar.
No, yeah, the
Like,
crowd's overtaking that song every day of the
oh,
week.
easily,
Yeah.
easily. But that is my 1-1. I'm sure it is for you as well.
It's definitely like up there. Like it's so hard for me to have like a 1-1 because I hear a song and I'm like, oh, that could be number one.
Yeah,
Oh, that could be.
it's
So like I was
yeah.
gonna list my five in like no particular order. It's just like this is just I'm throwing it in my five and like this is what I'm
And
carrying
this is
with me.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
throughout.
Okay, well then you know what? I'll do that as well. But you know what? One is hard set for me, so I'm gonna stick to that. But 2 through 5, they could all be number two. How you remind me.
Yeah, great
Oh,
song.
fuck. And then this one because it meant a lot to me. For the Lions winning the Grey Cup, burn it to the ground.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that's like
Um,
every minor league hockey team's like pregame song in the dressing room is
and it
"Burn It to
should
the Ground."
be.
Yeah, it's such a banger.
When We Stand Together is like one of the most like meaningful Nickelback songs out there, and it's a great tune.
Yeah,
You can put it on at any event, and people will like. It's like their lighter song, you know.
yeah,
Like everyone's gonna have a flashlight going for this song
yeah. Hundy,
easily.
Hundy.
So that's 2 and 3 and 4. Now 5. Oh man. I'm looking at Far Away, Photograph, If Today Was Your Last Day, and Saving Me. Oh, I think. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with something totally different. I'm gonna go Figured You Out.
Great song.
Absolutely, I love that song.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good, dude.
Such a good song. So that is
Yeah,
my top 5 Nickelback songs.
yeah. I respect that. I respect that. All
Now
right.
let's hear yours.
So I'm throwing Rockstar in there as well. I think that's
Yeah.
a staple. Um, look at this graph. I'm going photograph. Photograph is just like it's chef's kiss. It's
Look
beautiful.
at this graph.
Yeah. That's what put them back on the map. That's probably why they're
Absolutely, the
touring is
meme.
because yeah,
Yeah.
it's because of that meme. And I'm going burn it to the ground as well. It's just I'm so excited to hear that
Oh,
live. It's gonna be so
yep.
good. Um, and then something that I've gravitated towards a shit ton just in like the past couple years. I never knew like how much I loved the song like when I was younger, but I'm
Mhm.
going She Keeps Me Up.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolute
such
banger.
a good song.
She keeps
So
me up
I keep you up, she keeps me up, I keep
all
you
night.
up. So good. We're gonna know my she's a sister. Everybody wants to be the sister's mister. So it's banger. And then I'm capping this top five off with This Afternoon. Probably the best backyard banger of
Yep.
all time. Throw
Yep.
this on in a sunny barbecue day. This afternoon will get the people singing. I guarantee it. It's
It's like the classic like dad song, dad
yeah,
rock song, you know?
Hundy. It's
Absolutely.
so good. But in the comments, sound off. What are your top five Nickelback songs? No, but
Yeah,
like
this will be as controversial as our fucking Toronto and
I don't
Edmonton fucking
it's
TikTok.
it's like impossible to pick a top five. Everyone's gonna be like, "Where's fucking if today was your last day?" I'm like,
Oh
bro,
yeah. Like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're sleeping on San Quentin, the new one," and it's like, even yeah, San Quentin, the new song they came out with, like that was a single, banger, absolute banger.
Like there, I couldn't make
Oh,
it. I'd be leaving songs out of my top 10 that I want in there. Like
yeah,
top five.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's a hard question. But that was the theme
Even
of this episode.
and
Yes, the
now that
draft.
I'm looking at it, animals, man.
Yeah.
Animals. We're all just a bunch of animals. Oh,
It's
fucking
yeah.
hell.
Nickelback, man. It's very
I'm
so
so
good.
fucking excited. I
Yeah.
cannot wait to buy merch as well.
Merch. Yeah, and tomorrow or Wednesday for the Nickelback concert is my last day of uh my sober month. Which we should bring up
Yeah,
because
we should.
you guys voted, and our punishment for us failing our goals. You had quarterly goals and you didn't hit 12.5 pounds lost, and I broke my sobriety with a glass of champagne at grad. Probably the weakest way you could go out, but like I came back from the bathroom and there was a glass of champagne poured and they were all waiting on me. So I was like, okay, I can't like give this away, so I'll just like have this, it's whatever. But um to me, I still feel like I had a sober month, but on technicalities, I didn't. So I'm still
Mhm.
doing the punishment. Um, but we are doing the Whiskey Mile. Now, Hayden, tell the folks what the Whiskey Mile is.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the whiskey mile is probably going to make us throw up, but you know what? We're here for it. So there's multiple versions that you can do this, and I think just because um I don't want to die, I think we're going to make it easy. So what we're going to do is either Jev and I will start and we have to take a shot of whiskey or any hard alcohol. Doesn't matter. It's called the whiskey mile, so I mean we could honor that. And then we have to run probably like a quarter of a mile, to there and back. So then obviously it's like a quarter of a mile. And then you tag in, but you have to do a shot. And then when you come back and tag me again, I have to do a shot, and then you run back, or like just keep interchanging. I'm explaining this really bad, but pretty much is you run a mile, you take a couple shots, and
So
it's gonna be
will
hell.
so will we each technically run half a mile to make up the mile, or are we each running a mile?
Yeah, I think we each run half a mile,
Okay.
because obviously since I didn't lose 12 and a half pounds, I'm pretty out of shape. So, so with that being said, um, when we drive in, I'll watch my kilometer gauge, and I'll watch it until I get to like point four, or I guess like whatever on the odometer, and
Okay.
that way I know the target point of where we have to run to, and then run back,
Bet.
and then shot. So yeah, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna
So
be
we're
hell.
so are we each running? We're each taking two shots and running half a mile, each of us.
Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Yeah, I voted polar bear swim because I cold dips. I love as opposed to this.
Running.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is gonna suck hard. This is,
Absolutely.
yeah, this is gonna be terrible. But yeah. Is there anything else we wanted to kick off before
Kind of
getting into
allude
some
to.
news? Um, I don't think so. We did question of the week. We covered that. We'll be doing it when we're camping this weekend, for July long. So we're gonna film it and upload it to the YouTube. And speaking of that, if you want to watch all of the podcasts in video format, head to the YouTube Left Side Heavy and subscribe there. We'll post our Whiskey Mile challenge there. Um, and then along with that, you can follow the show and find everything for the show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Left Side Heavy _. Follow Hayden on Instagram and Twitter at Hayden _Barton, and myself on Instagram, Jevon.Lefave, and Twitter, Jevon Lefave. You can find kind of all of us promoting our stuff and just chatting sports and all that kind of jazz. But anyways, Hayden, how about we get into the big news throughout the NHL? So there were some big there's a lot of skepticism around some how teams will manage their cap situations and all that kind of jazz, and with the tight cap and different needs of different teams. Lots of players are suspected. Jesus, took me a few tries to get that S out. Suspected to make some moves, and the biggest one, I was gonna start in chronological order, but I won't. We're gonna go. Putting your hand up. Got a question?
No. Sorry. No. I'm just
Um,
hitting my fan up here.
Gotcha. We're gonna start with the big fish head. So, Pierre-Luc Dubois has basically voiced his displeasures in Winnipeg and said that he's not re-signing. So they went to trade him, and they did. LA was the buyers on the Pierre-Luc Dubois sweepstakes. And it was a sign and trade. And would you look at that? Matthew Tkachuk kind of opened the floodgates to sign and trades. Like, I think that's the third one since last year. Tkachuk was the first sign and trade, and there's been two or three since then. So the floodgates have opened on that. But Pierre-Luc Dubois to LA for Gabriel Velarde, Alex Iafallo, Rasmus Kupali, and a 2024 second round pick. Pierre-Luc Dubois signed an 8-year, $8.5 million annual salary deal. I think it comes out to $68 million over 8 years. Big blockbuster and a finale to a lot of rumors surrounding the French Canadian. But hey, what are your initial thoughts on this deal? Dubois to the Kings.
Well, we kind of talked about it as this was kind of happening, and my biggest thing was finally this has happened. I'm tired of hearing about this fucking Pierre-Luc Dubois news. Like,
Yeah.
he's not the hottest commodity since sliced bread. Yeah, he's a solid center. Like you put it, he's a solid line two center. And it is a slight overpay, but they're banking on productivity and a better system and the fact that the cap's going up. And this deal could look like a steal in 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's good for the Kings, especially since they retained a lot of money earlier this year. So this is just perfect. Absolutely perfect for them.
Yeah,
They needed a second center.
yeah, I mean, like, they got Dano Kopitar as like their 1-2, but like you also got to anticipate like Kopitar's getting up there in age, and Dubois can kind of slide in and take that role once Kopitar either regresses or whatever. But like, I think it'll be, say Dubois is on the third line. I think Dano might go down to the third line and Dubois will be the second line center. But even so, it's like LA's going to be running an operation of, they don't really have a third line. They more so have 3 second lines, kind of like the way Vegas was operating. Like, William Karlsson was Vegas's third line center, where he's a second line center on any other
He's a
team in
second
the
line.
league,
Oh yeah.
right? So I think that's kind of the mantra that LA will be running now. And Pierre-Luc Dubois, don't get me wrong, he hasn't taken that next step, but he's played a lot more solid since his days in Winnipeg, or sorry, in Columbus. And I think he's a solid player, and I think he's capable of being like a high 80s point player, like just over a point per game. Like, I don't doubt that for a second, but it's just a matter of like the trust in that player, because it seems that whenever he's the slightest bit unhappy, he wants out of a team.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be the status of Columbus and Winnipeg. Like, he started wanting out when Winnipeg was kind of falling off the rails, but he even, a year after saying he was happy to get to Winnipeg after Columbus, he said he wanted out and didn't plan on re-signing. So it's like, what's going to make this kid happy? Is he going to be severely demanding all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe now that he's in sunny LA, where it's sunny 280 days out of the year, maybe he'll want to stay, because like playing in LA, I can't imagine is bad when you're making $8.5 million a year and LA's competitive. But
Not at all.
it's the trust factor of like, is he gonna want out in 3 years? And we're gonna have to try and look for a trade, and the value is not going to be there anymore, depending on how he's playing. So like that's the only worry I have for like LA seeking for this rather than maybe trying to chase him in free agency in a year. So that's the one thing I worry about. But as a player, I like Dubois and I think he fits the timeline for LA. LA's a bit younger while trying to compete. And I think they have a lot of young studs in Fiala, Kempe, like they have like solid players, and I think he fits that mold. But it's just like the trust factor on whether or not he's gonna win out in 3 years. And as for the
Mhm.
package they gave up, I really like this deal for Winnipeg more than LA because like Velarde's like he's young, he's a few years younger than Dubois. And I think he has the potential of being like a 30 goal scorer. And Iafallo brings some speed to that, and Kupali brings a ton of depth as well. Where like LA kind of shipped off their depth for Dubois, and Winnipeg immediately jumps to like a retool position as opposed to a full rebuild while getting a second round pick and another deep draft next year. So I like this for both parties, but I honestly got to swing towards Winnipeg because I just think they got a very good haul for a player who hasn't taken the step to that value yet, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, absolutely makes sense. I think I'm on Winnipeg's side as well. And for every reason that you have just said, I don't know, like Pierre-Luc Dubois could be, the best thing for Vegas, LA right now, but you just never know how, shit's gonna play out. And like you said, his uncertainty is just it's such a scare for me if I was ever a GM.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. I agree. But LA LA they look good and I think they're going to be very competitive over the next couple of years with this trade and I think they're going to be very solid going forward. Um but I honestly don't think the top 3 in the Pacific are really going to change next year or for the next
mm-mm,
couple of years. So, and I think LA is capable of winning the division as a whole.
absolutely.
Another trade, Tyler Toffoli. So, Calgary has this is a dumpster fire over in Calgary, and it's a nightmare. Everybody wants out. Backlund, Lindholm, Hannafin, Toffoli. They've all said, "I ain't coming back. I don't want to resign. I'm not going to get an extension." Blah 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 blah. Basically saying, "Trade me," and they abided by Toffoli's demands. They're like, all right, if you're not going to resign, then we're going to trade you. And New Jersey strikes again. They continue to get deeper, and sending back to Calgary was Yegor Sharangovich and a 2023 third round pick. Holy shit, is this ever a fleece job by New Jersey?
Absolutely.
This is ab fucking absurd.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Calgary's on.
Yeah. Like, what is happening?
You get a winger like Toffoli with that kind of a shot, and you get peanuts in return.
It's
Like you didn't get,
unbelievable.
yeah, like what was it, the 80th pick you said? Something
It's
like
a
that?
2023 third round pick. So
Yeah, I think it
basically
yeah, I
in
think
the
it is the
60 to 90.
yeah, I think it is the 80th something pick. So we already have heard the spiel from Corey. If you're not getting a first round pick, it's basically like a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
And that dark is surrounding you. Like you don't know where you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, New Jersey just continues to grow as one of my favorite teams, one of my darling teams,
Yeah.
considering last year I had put them in the spotlight, I'd say.
Yeah. Like Toffoli does nothing. He's a Stanley Cup winner and he just adds to that team. He has that experience. and he adds that goal scoring. He was coming off a 34 goal season, 73 points, and Sharon Govich is 25 years old and is coming off a 30-point season in 80 games. Like, it's not like Sharon Govich is like this young prospect who's yet to fully like take NHL steps and like his development isn't done, like, but he has high potential. Like, no, like he basically is what he is.
Mhm.
And you're giving up, like, it's not like you got severely younger. Like,
No,
what is Toffoli, like, maybe in his 30s, like early
I
30s?
was thinking 29. Let's see,
Like,
Tyler Toffoli.
yeah, I'm not too sure how old he is, but it's not like you got severely younger with this trade and you got a third round pick for a guy who's coming off
He's
70
31.
points. Like, New Jersey, man, is just high stepping from the 50 right now with all these fleece jobs that they're taking on. And um yeah, like Toffoli, if he didn't want to resign, then I assume he basically has 1 year left on his contract. And they basically, like, if this move was at the deadline, Toffoli would have gone for like 2 firsts and a second, probably, with like how desperate teams get at the deadline. New Jersey was masterclass trading for him now, which is basically a rental player, but now you get him all year. And
Yeah,
they have the years before the playoffs to develop that chemistry. And it's New Jersey's going to be so fucking dangerous next year. And I severely think that they can compete for at least top spot in the East and maybe even the best team in the league. Like New Jersey is going to be so good if Toffoli can repeat to any degree of what he did last year, this past season.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's gonna that's crazy. Montreal acquires Alex Newhook from the Colorado Avalanche for Gianni Fairbrother and a 2023 first and second. Thoughts on this, Hayden?
I mean, this is not this is not as bad as it was for the Flames. You know, they got an actual pick that could potentially work out, like with the 31st and the 37th pick. So that's really good.
Yeah,
It's just, you know, where does this, like, I think Montreal is now going to be playing for the we're going to be ready in 3 years. I say 3 years. Montreal could be right there in the
yeah,
Atlantic with Boston, you know, kind of getting older.
yeah.
You know, they're kind of, I don't want to say not silly, but they're not buying in. Like if they keep buying, they're gonna have nothing left.
They got to make cap space, so they're kind of like take shipping two out, bringing one in, kind of thing. Like they might
Yeah,
get like a better player of the like it's yeah, they're in a weird spot.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, this is like it. I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot with New Hook here.
Yep.
He was drafted what 2020,
19.
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you said that. Sorry, I was looking up my notes for it, but it 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 also clears cap space if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
For
because
Montreal.
well, because New Hook was RFA, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think Colorado really had the means to do anything with that. And I really like this for both teams, because Alex Newhook was buried in that Colorado lineup, and I think he was much better than being like a third line winger. I think he needed some room to grow. And I think Montreal has enough prospects in like that they have enough to work with. And they have the fifth overall pick this year as well. So they're getting that like that prospect on top of the stuff, the ones they already have. So I think Colorado gets a couple picks that they could potentially flip for like a win now player instead of prospects, or they can use both to strengthen their prospect pool, while Montreal gets a forward with NHL experience and can actually flourish with more ice time, power play minutes, top line minutes, etc. And
Hmm.
so I really like this for both, and I just think it fits the needs of both teams. Where I watched New Hook at the World Juniors, and I think he's a very special player. He's a bit on the smaller size, which kind of it's funny enough. It fits Montreal's like thing. They're a very small team. I think they
They
need to
are.
get bigger, but I think New Hook is a great player and fits that mold in Montreal and fits the timeline and everything. So yeah, I like it for both teams. And
I
uh
think I like it more or
yeah.
less for Colorado. They get two pretty like two pretty decent picks,
Yeah.
and they clear cap space. And for a person who, like you said, was buried in their lineup, wasn't really making uh an impact right away. And maybe he just needs a change of scenery, like a lot of players do these days.
Yeah. Like I think he was doing good for the ice time he was given. I just think he deserved more, and he may have like I just don't see any room for New Hook making it over any of the guys on the top two lines. Like New Hook, like, I just don't see him like breaking that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's better to like get some value for him now, where you can kind of build up your prospect pool again for Colorado. Whereas Montreal, they get a player who deserves potential top 6 minutes, but just Colorado's too good and he wasn't getting it there. So it's like come
Yeah.
to us where we're kind of on the incline of a rebuild and you can come grow with us and like play with Caulfield and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it's yeah, good for both teams, in my opinion. Um Kevin Hayes traded to St. Louis at 50% retained, and Philadelphia gets a 6th round pick in 2024. Um, I like this for St. Louis. It kind of kickstarts the retool, but I honestly don't think it's anything special of a trade. Hayes is a pretty solid middle six forward. Good two-way player, but yeah, I don't know. It's all right. I like this more for St. Louis than Philly, but Philly also clears some much needed space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
so
special. Clearing space. It's like the deal where it's like it's not flashy, but it's getting the job done behind closed doors.
exactly. Um, Boston. We were just talking about made a trade. They traded Taylor Hall and Nick Foligno to the Chicago Blackhawks for defensive prospects Alec Regula and Ian Mitchell. Taylor Hall, this is his 6th team with the first overall pick that he'll be playing with. Um, Edmonton, I believe, 3 times or twice. Nugent Hopkins, McDavid. Buffalo, it was Darlene. Um, New Jersey, I think it was Hughes. Who else was it? Arizona. No, I can't remember. I think this is the 6th instance where he's playing with the first overall pick. Nail Yakupov was another one. Like, it's just something about him and first overall picks is hilarious.
Yeah,
But
he just seems to find a find an open window for them.
yeah, but
Yeah, because he played now he's on Chicago. He played in Edmonton, New Jersey, Arizona, Buffalo, and Boston. Yeah, that's insane.
yeah, so
Kind of crazy that he was the first overall pick.
yeah, I'm gonna try and find the graphic exactly. But what are your thoughts on this trade, Hayden?
I think Chicago won this trade, if I'm being honest. Um, they got two pretty key players for giving up not a whole lot. Like Taylor Hall immediately becomes like first line potential, I'd say, in Chicago. And he'll be playing with Bedard. It'll be
Yeah,
great. He'll be great with the veteran presence for him. Canadian to Canadian, I'm sure Bedard would really, really appreciate that.
yeah, and I totally agree. I like this for Chicago because at some point, like you can't just bury Bedard with like bullish players. Like you got to kind of at least give him reasons to want to stay for that next contract. And Taylor Hall, he's an experienced forward. And yeah, I think this is just perfect for the both of them. Like Hall will be able to mentor Bedard and play with a sick fucking generational prospect and an original six team. Great city. Like I think this is a win for him. And although he probably may have wanted to stay in Boston and try and compete for a cup while he's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, playing with Bedard is pretty dope. And for Chicago, yeah, you're just helping Bedard's development. But this is the seventh time Taylor Hall will have shared a team with the first overall pick in their rookie year. In 2010, it was himself. 2011,
Yep.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. 2012, Nail Yakupov. 2015, Connor McDavid. 2017, Nico Hischier. 2019, Jack Hughes. And 2023, Connor Bedard. That is insane. It's just...
That's fucking hilarious.
And the funny thing is that like he was on those teams. Oh, and like I think they were missing one here, but I think he was also on Buffalo with Rasmus Dahlin. So I think eight, I guess, included himself. But that is just unbelievably funny. So yeah, if you want the first overall pick, just trade for Taylor Hall and you'll get it.
Clearly.
Yeah. A couple more here. Arizona trades for Sean Dursey uh, from LA for a 2024 second round pick. Um, I'll quickly chat about this one. Sean Dursey has 1 year left on his deal with arbitration rights. And I think with LA wanting to do this Dubois thing and having like a couple defensive prospects better than Dursey, they didn't want to have to deal with like arbitration and everything like that and paying him more than what he's deserved. So I think like trading him to Arizona while getting like a second round pick for him, I think it's kind of like it looks for a massive win for Arizona because like LA probably didn't have a ton of leverage. But I honestly kind of think it's like a win-win kind of because like LA avoids possible arbitration and overpaying for a defenseman, where and then they get like a top 10 pick coming up that can just take his position and Jersey will kind of afterthoughts. Afterthought is like a rough way of putting it, but kind of an afterthought would be like, okay, we didn't really need Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree.
And then last one here, Colorado trades for forward Ryan Johansson from the Nashville Predators for Alex Galchenyuk, and Nashville will be retaining half of Ryan Johansson's contract. Thoughts on this hit?
Let me just get back to the notes here to see them. Um this one, did it surprise you?
It it caught me off guard, but when I kind of read into it, I was like, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, because when I saw this originally, uh I was kind of surprised. I didn't think that it was like going to be I just didn't think Johansson was going to be traded. And going to the Avalanche, I see this being a big win for the Avs.
Yeah.
Huge win for the Avs. Regardless of who Alex Galchenyuk is or who he could be, we know Ryan Johansson. The name itself is more of a staple, and it's like, yeah, it's a contract dump, but he's now going to be in the prettiest place for him, I think.
Yeah.
Like the Avs make so much sense. They need someone like Johansson to go along with like Makar. I know Tays is also pretty good as well, but like having Johansson, I think is just going to be such a huge veteran presence.
Yeah, I agree. And especially at like $4 million, I think it's like kind of it's a low risk move on Colorado's end. And I think what I heard from Friedman himself was saying that like for Nashville it was either doing this or buying him out, and buying him out would be more expensive. Obviously, we know with the Ekman Larson thing. Um, so I think Colorado, they get the center help they need, especially with Landeskog out for next year
I'm
with
an
that.
idiot. I thought Johansson was a D-man.
No.
He's a center, isn't he? Yeah, like you just said. I wrote him down as a defense. Why did I write him down as a defense? Oh, you know who I was thinking of? I was thinking of Roman Yossi.
Oh,
Yeah. Mixed positions.
maybe that's why you think it's such a win for Colorado.
Yeah, you know
They
what?
got
Yeah.
Roman Yossi?
Yeah. Well, fuck, not even like it was Roman Yossi. I forgot that Johansson was a centerman. So now that kind of just fucks with me in my notes. So don't listen to anything I just said. Let me read into this a little bit more. I still think it's an absolute win for the Avalanche here. And I think
Yeah.
it helps out the whole line. Yeah, he could probably fill in like the Kadri role
Yeah.
that yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's a very skilled, like his foot speed might be gone. He might not be the fastest, but I still think like his skill is there, and I think he'll be like a very reliable 2C, 3C while given some power play minutes. And especially at half his salary, I think it's a good risk for Colorado to have the depth there, while Nashville gets some cap relief to help retool. And Galchenyuk, he's been a fucking suitcase the past like 7 years. He's been on like 7 different teams, maybe like 8 different teams. He just hasn't been able to stick since he's been gone from Montreal. But um I like he's skilled, but for some reason he can't stick to a team. Like he just never plays to his potential. So like I think Nashville will just either like waive him or sign him to a cheap deal and be like, okay, you can whatever. Like if you don't play good, we'll just trade you or something like that, or like waive you, farm team. I don't know, find a roster spot. We'll probably be able to get him cheap, but like I don't know what the deal is with Galchenyuk, but I think Nashville just wanted to get something. All right, like he's a pending UFA or RFA or something like that, so it's like we'll just whatever. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was more of getting salary off the books for Nashville, and they'll only have to pay instead of $16 million, a total of $8 million to Johansson. So it just helps them in the long run there. But that's trades, Hayd. We're gonna go to the award show. Pretty fucking boring. If not, if I say so myself. Everything was basically a staple. Did you watch any of the award show at all?
I did not.
Good, because that
Yeah.
shit was fucking cringe. And Biz Nasty, Friedman, and Liam McHugh on the panel there interviewing players and stuff. They kind of carried it and brought some entertainment towards it. But like Dirk Bentley and his son hosted, and like I love involving your kids in like some fun activities and stuff. But I was cringing hard at it
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and it was just like hurt to watch. But I'll just run through it, and basically it was as chalk as it could get. McDavid won the Ted Lindsay Award. Pasternak and Erik Karlsson were the other nominees. The Lady Byng for most discipline was Anze Kopitar, beating over Jack Hughes and Braden Point. Mark Messier Leadership Award went to Steven Stamkos. Calder Rookie of the Year went to Matty Beniers of the Kraken. Other nominees were Stuart Skinner and Owen Power. Selke, Best Defensive Forward. Patrice Bergeron took home his 6th Selke, which is now an NHL record. It's about time that they just rename this award to the Bergeron Award.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes most sense, right?
It does.
Like
It
Frank,
absolutely does.
like Frank J. Selke didn't even play.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a writer or something like that. Like he didn't even play in the NHL. Like,
Yeah, I think someone who's won it a record amount of times uh should probably get the trophy renamed after him. Be a
yeah.
great PR move from the NHL. And,
Oh,
they could use that right now.
100%. And yeah, I think at some point it will be renamed the Bergeron Award. And I think that's pretty unanimous across social media. The King Clancy for um uh community service kind of thing like that. Michael Backlund of the Calgary Flames beat over Darnell Nurse and Anders Lee. The Masterton Trophy, overcoming like perseverance and everything like that. This one's always like the most heartbreaking award
Oh,
because
definitely.
like all three nominees deserve it,
Yeah, and it's like,
right?
damn, who the fuck do you give it to?
Yeah, like, and Chris Letang took that home like just 12 months, or like coming back and playing just like 12 days after suffering his second stroke. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, Jesus Christ. And then you got Clayton Keller, who broke his femur. And it was like, Jesus Christ. And it's just like all these nominees they fucking deserve it. But Letang takes it home. The Vesna went to Olmark. I think that was pretty chalk. Some people will say Sorokin deserved it, and I think he did. But also Olmark really deserves it as well, and Hellebuck had a hell of a
Yeah.
year as well.
Yeah.
So, the Hart obviously went to McDavid. That was. Did you see that?
Yo, who the fuck? Yo, that has to be the biggest Boston fan I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Like, because it's obvious who, like, he didn't even vote him second. He voted him fifth. Fifth. Like, oh my, and then you're just riding Pasternak's dick like a fucking buffoon, man. Giving Pasternak the one first place. It's so funny because a lot of my friends were like, how do you know it was the same guy? And it's like, it mathematically cannot be anyone else
Yeah.
because he didn't get a second, he didn't get a third, he didn't get a fourth, he got a fifth. And then the one person who voted Pasternak the first, like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
That's a Boston fan from Calgary.
Oh my god, man. Absolutely. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. No, like this is why it's stupid, man. And also, I didn't realize, well, I did realize this, but like the second place, like you could get the most second place votes, but then not still come second if the other person gets like more third and fourth
Yeah,
and like a
total
little bit of
points. Yeah.
seconds, which is kind of insane to me because I feel like, if you get the most second place votes, you should be second. The
Yeah.
same with third, fourth, and fifth, but no, what an absolute joke. What an absolute joke.
Yeah.
How McDavid wasn't the unanimous Hart winner is infuriating.
He would have been
Infuriating.
he would have been the first player with 2 unanimous Hart wins.
He
And
should be.
yeah, he should have.
Recount.
It's fuck, man. It's such a troll job, but that shit pisses me off. It's like that guy should get
It is,
his right revoked to
I
vote.
know it's not a big thing considering he won it by a landslide, but it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I saw that and I just wanted to comment like the most absurd thing on Instagram and just say, oh,
Oh god, I'm so
it hurts
happy
my
you
brain.
sounded off like that because that's gonna be a clip.
Yeah, good.
No, yeah, I think everyone deep down knows that it was a unanimous win on McDavid's part. Um, for sure. Like, I was like, if he doesn't get unanimous, it's absurd. And this fucking one Boston guy troll job. God, he should be gassed. I meant like fired. He shouldn't be like tear gassed or anything. Please don't get me wrong there. The Jack Adams Coach of the Year went to Jim Montgomery of the Bruins. Boston, basically every award they could possibly win besides MVP went to a Boston player or coach. If only McDavid wasn't cracked this year, then Boston could have swept almost every major award, which would have been unbelievable. Because Don Sweeney could possibly win GM of the year if he's nominated. I'm pretty sure he is. But if you want to check that, so you can correct my ignorance. But great seasons to Lindy Ruff of the Devils and Dave Hackstall of the Kraken, both deserving as well. But when you have a season like Boston did as the greatest team ever, it's going to go to Monty, the coach. And then Norris, I think probably the most arguable award of the night went to Erik Karlsson, back on top. Um, he won it over Fox and Cale Makar. He was first 100-point defenseman in X amount of years, since forever. Um, do you think they made the right choice picking Karlsson for the trophy?
I do. I do. You could have very much argued it to be Adam Fox because his team actually was good. And Makar, we've already talked about Makar being an outlier here. It's just a name. But no, I think yeah. Or, I think yeah, just because San Jose was a shit team, it's still amazing to have 100-point defenseman and be that good on that bad of a team. And he showed amazing plays, time and time again. And it gave San Jose somewhat life. But it's kind of crazy looking at it as like point differential. He's like negative 37 or something like that.
Minus 26. Yeah, it's
Oh, minus 26.
plus minus is minus 26. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious. But I think it's well deserved. It could have been Carlson or Fox, one or two. Personally, didn't really matter to me because they both had amazing years.
That's fair. I I think Fox deserved it. Um, but like I knew Carlson was gonna win because of the 100 points, but like I just find it like weird how like a difference of like 5 points was the like Norris went. Like last year, Roman Yossi, he had 96 points and a better plus minus, and lost it to Cale Makar, who had better overall numbers and less points because he was a better overall defenseman. And Carlson, just because he cracked 100 points, immediately wins it. And I'm like, I think that's a little unfair to Fox and Makar, who had better like overall performances. Cale Makar, I don't think deserved to win because he missed so many games.
Yeah.
But like Fox, I think he had the best year for a defenseman. Yes, he is on a better team for sure, but he's a big reason to that. And Carlson, he was on the ice for a ton of empty net goals, but I also like his defensive metrics as a whole weren't great either. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think Fox deserved it more, but I knew they were going to give it to Carlson because I just think the story behind it is like Carlson was so good and then went through terrible years and now he's back
Yeah.
on top. I think it was like a whole narrative thing as well as
Yeah.
the 100 points. But I honestly think that Fox deserved it more because we saw an example of Yossi getting 96 points but still losing. And I'm like, just because Carlson got 5 more points and cracked the 100-point marker, this automatically gives it to him. But no, he was just like terrible defensively all year.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
that's
I
my
agree.
opinion.
It definitely is narrative driven because this probably just plays him into a contract. Not a contract, a different team, sorry.
Yeah.
Whether he will be traded and obviously salary will have to be retained, but um what was it saying? Like he expects to be traded like right before the season or something like that.
Yeah, him and Greer, the GM of San Jose, are both mutually working hard on a trade. So like they're both like on the same page of wanting to get Carlson out of San Jose, just basically for the purpose of him getting older, not wanting to go through a rebuild, blah 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 blah, deserve to be on a better team. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter of cap gymnastics and trying to get space for him because he carries an $11 million cap hit and it's gonna be
Yeah,
hard to like ship him off. He's the fourth most paid player,
player. Yeah.
fourth biggest cap hit in the league, right? At 11 and a half. So it's going to be hard to like move that contract, especially when he has multiple years on it.
Yeah.
So we'll see though. I'm happy for Carlson. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm happy that he won it. I just think Fox's game was more representative of what the trophy is, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
We got some contract talks here, Hayden. I'm just gonna rattle off a bunch and then, or I guess all of them, and we'll just kind of pick and choose. Jordan Stoll, captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, resigns or extends 4 years, 11.6 million for a 2.9 annual, average annual value. Connor Ingram, goalie of the Coyotes, signs a 3-year, $5.85 million contract with an annual salary of $1.95 million. Eric Holla of the New Jersey Devils signs a 3-year, $9.45 million contract with a 3.15 annual value. Forward Zemgus Girgensons of the Buffalo
What a name.
Sabres. That's all name team right there. Signs a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. And forward Sean Monahan of the Canadiens signs a 1-year, $1.905 million deal. I always wonder where they get these numbers from. Why 1.905?
Yeah, that's
You're just
that's
wasting
cap.
you're wasting ink in the pen in the printer there. Like,
Absolutely. The NFL does it so much nicer. 8 years, 28 million. Stamp it.
yeah, it's like basketball contracts too. 4 years, 120 million. It's like, all right, nice round numbers.
Perfect. Yeah,
We love it.
1.905.
1 year, $10 million. Love it. What the fuck is this 1.905? It's like maybe like after tax or whatever. It's like carried. I don't know. I don't really
Fucking
get it.
stupid.
But I think the biggest one that stands out is Jordan Stahl.
Yeah, big captain re-signing.
Yeah. Do you have any more words on any of these contract signings?
Honestly, I looked at them in the notes section that you sent, and I was like, "Oh, this is all pretty fucking mid." Other than Stahl,
Yeah.
like they're not big names right now, and I don't think they ever will be big names.
Yeah.
But they're definitely depth pieces that have been looked into by either team, and they could make a couple plays every game, and that'll be worth their contract.
Yeah. I agree. Like I think Jordan Stahl, um he is older, so 4 years might be steep, but I think it's for the captain and like veteran presence that he carries. And he's crazy defensively, so I think like that's massive
Absolutely.
for Carolina's game overall. Um Eric Holla, I think he did very well. He's a good veteran presence for a young Jersey team. And Sean Monahan, I think this is strictly a deadline deal contract.
Yeah,
1 year. If you can get us 40 points by the deadline, we'll trade you
we'll
for
trade you.
a
Yeah,
second, third round pick, and you can go and maybe compete for a playoff team as a depth centerman.
no, that makes a
Like,
lot of sense.
it's a cheap contract. Even Montreal can be like, we'll retain. So you're only paying him like 800K or something. We'll
Mm-hmm.
retain half of it. It's like 800K for 6 months, whatever. Right? Like, I strictly think that's a deadline signing. Like, they're just going to trade him later if he plays well. Um, so that's how I think about it. But yeah. Patrick Marlowe is hired by San Jose as a development coach. I don't
Scott
think
is gonna love that move.
yeah, Scotty Tuati's gonna love that. Scott Ani.
Scott Ani.
Scotty Tuani,
Yes.
not Scotty Too Hottie, who was on last week. Different Scotties. No, I think there's no better choice than Sharks alumni and the guy who's played the most games in NHL history as development coach. I'm
Absolutely.
sure he knows one or two things about developing a player. He's played
I'd
that
say
many
so.
games. I have a hunch, but yeah, I think a great hiring. I think it's similar to like a Ginla going to Calgary. Like
Oh, very much so.
Like Marlowe is San Jose, right? And
Yeah.
uh, I just think that's perfect for him. Zach Cassian and Patrick Nemeth bought out by Arizona. Whatever, that's a nothing burger. But I think this one's big. The NHL has opted out on specialty jerseys for warmups. So, example, military nights, pride nights, whatever. Um, they've opted out of the warm-up jerseys for them. So they're still like celebrating the theme nights and stuff like that. Um, what are your thoughts on this decision?
This is why I said the NHL needs a good PR move, man, because this is just fucking clown work at its finest. Not only did this bring in hella revenue selling jerseys and shit like this, but it gave them it gave everyone who was involved in whatever group was represented a night for recognition. And now they're just being shut down by people who have a small ass voice but a big one because this is how the world's run. Like, fuck off. You had a chance to be one of the more woke leagues out of all of their own. Like, I just don't understand why it's such a big deal. I know a lot of Russians will not celebrate, the gay pride night, but you know what? That's fine because I'm sure people in America realize that if they wear a rainbow on their jersey, the KGB could be right after them. And that's a tough one to swallow, but you're telling me that you're not going to be wearing like something to represent the Aboriginals or the LGBT plus community. Like it's not that deep. Why is everyone making this so much more deeper than it actually is? I have no idea. It blows my mind.
I respectfully disagree. They're still celebrating the nights. So they're still celebrating like Pride Night and they're still having the themed nights. It's
But
just
what's the difference of making them
because
wear a jersey?
because it brought more attention to the person not wearing the jersey than it did the purpose of the theme night overall. It brought way more drama to one player not wearing it, and everyone was talking about that instead of celebrating the night, which is its purpose. I don't
Agreed,
think
but
I
it's only going to be for the 1 year, right? Like, are people really going to be surprised if a Russian doesn't wear a representing of a gay flag on their chest anymore?
well,
No.
I just think it brought in way more drama that the NHL doesn't want to deal with, and it takes away from the purpose of the night overall. And it wasn't just Russians not wearing the jersey. There was a ton of non-Russians and North Americans that weren't wearing the jersey, and it was
Yeah, a
just
lot of
like
people fucking who are claiming that their religion wouldn't allow them to wear it.
yeah, and
Shit.
I disagree with that, but like I just think it's not worth the NHL's time to have to deal with that instead of the purpose of having the Pride Nights, and which is celebrating the people when like they're not having a chance to celebrate it because they have to deal with people not wearing the jersey. So I think it's
Yeah,
like fans can celebrate it and they're still gonna sell the jerseys in merch shops. Like they're still gonna sell the warm-up jerseys. It's just players won't be wearing it because it'll just cause a whole fucking scrum in the media where it'll just be like, are we even talking about the Pride Night overall, or are we just talking about Ivan Provorov not wearing the jersey again? Like, I just think the taking away the jerseys is fine, like on the ice, because it'll just be like, whatever, like they're still like celebrating the night. It's just they're not wearing a rainbow numbers on their jerseys anymore, which I think is
see,
like,
and that I mostly heard it on the radio, and someone called in voicing pretty much the same opinion as yours. And then my original thought was the same thing, where it's like, if we know who's going to wear and not wear these anymore, why is it such a big deal? Why do people make it such a big deal that people don't wear it? If you don't wear it, I could give less of a fuck, and I don't understand why it takes away from such a special night, but it does. It's like one person doesn't do something, kill them, which it shouldn't be like that. Like everyone bullshit reason to A to actual reason B, you can think of, and that can happen. I don't see why it is such a hassle. Like, yeah, I know why it is. I know why it is, but I just don't get. I don't fully grasp if it makes any sort of sense. I don't know, man. I feel
and
like there's so much more bigger issues
but like,
that go on in these type of sports, and we're nitpicking this.
but
I
like,
don't know.
I don't think that's by decision. I think that's like outside of their control, and they're just trying to like put out the flame as best as possible. Where it's like, all right, if there's gonna be drama about one person not wearing it, then we're just gonna like take out the chance for that to even be an issue. But then we'll put it on for sale for fans and stuff if they want to celebrate it on their own at the games, instead of having to like put these players that we're paying and that bring us money impossible trouble and bring more politics into the sport that doesn't need to be there.
Okay.
That's where I'm coming from, where it's like we'll still have the pride nights and everything like that. We'll still have the military nights. We'll still have the indigenous nights. We'll still do everything like that. Same charity setup, same everything, except for 15 minutes, we won't have our players wear warm up jerseys for it. I don't think that's such a
Okay.
big
Now
deal.
now let's look at it from a player's perspective who, let's say, is gay, right? Or is part of the LGBT community, considering that's a big talk in the world right now. What if they really, really liked that night and really liked their teammates supporting, that aspect? And mindful, he's a, let's just say this person, I'm not saying anyone specifically, but let's say this person doesn't care for other people's opinions on how they feel about, this certain community, but he appreciates, the brothers on the ice representing and wearing that, and he doesn't care like about the other people that aren't, but just having it there is special for him because he was looked at as different his whole life. And the same goes for, anyone who's of Aboriginal status. Like a big one would be Ethan Bear, right? I don't know
Yeah.
how he obviously feels about, the jerseys being taken away, but I'm sure he's probably like, oh, okay. Well, that's just kind of like a not needed thing. I don't know. It's I'm not in any of these communities to represent, and I'm not a player as well, so I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fair.
like if I was a player, I would be on the side of, I like this idea because we need more recognition in the world. I see so many people on Twitter clowning, everyone who wants to speak out, and they're just going after the minority of just people going losing their mind on like the stupidest things. And it's like we don't need this. We don't need to be shown these videos of actions made by someone, representing this community. It's just
See,
we've
I
gone
think
I've gone completely off topic now.
I think you're getting away from like players don't have the option at all. They're just taking away something that everyone has to do. Like I don't think they're taking away the ability for someone to there's other ways to support your teammates and support
There
yourself. Like
is.
you can I know it kind of like will sound cliche and I promise it doesn't come across this way, but you can still like tape your stick with rainbow tape. You can still tape your socks with rainbow tape. You can still put flags on your helmet. Maybe. I don't actually know if you can make
I
um
don't think you could
yeah, to
if they
your
were going to do
uniform
that.
to like your helmets or something. But like I think like with Ethan Bear, for example, before they came out with specialty jerseys, he would change his name to his indigenous writing
Indigenous,
for
yeah.
indigenous name. And like I think like there might be exceptions for that, but like I just don't think they're not gonna make it like everyone on the team has to wear this jersey, but we're not taking away your ability to support anything.
Then
Which is which is I think the point. And I just like I think NHL is like this just caused so much drama and put a I think it put a severe dark cloud over the league and the players. It put the players in danger. And I think the job of the commissioner is to protect the players. And I just think like it just it caused way more drama than there needed to be. And I think like if you just take away something that everyone has to do, but still give people the opportunity to support in different ways, because they're not taking away the nights at all. It's not like we're not celebrating Pride Night or Military Night or Indigenous. We're not. It's not like they're saying that. It's just like we'll
just
sell
don't wear
the
this jersey.
we'll sell the jerseys to fans if you want the jersey. We'll still put it in merch shops and everything like that. We'll still sell it online. It's just like players won't be wearing it because it just like it put Russian players in danger. It put everyone else in danger. Something I can't really comprehend or understand. But I just think like it's a smart move on the NHL where it's just like there can't be drama if we just don't have anyone be forced to wear it, but you can still like support in different ways.
Then how about if it was this way, right? Where it's like you have the jerseys still, but it's for people who, will wear it. And then let's say like over half of every team doesn't wear the jerseys, then you know what? Then you can scrap it. Then it's an idea. But why don't you give the option for the players to decide? Like,
Then I
does
think
that really like put out, the specialty jersey, put out their regular jersey, practice, and let them decide.
that puts the same target on them.
But it doesn't really, because then it's free speech and you can do what you want, and it's not putting people in harm's way, and you hit all three target bases where it's like no one's going to be mad if Connor McDavid just chooses to wear his regular practice jersey over his military one, right? Like, who's gonna care?
Do you not think that would be the same as someone sitting out of warmups?
No,
If
not necessarily at all, because this isn't like making your players wear this. This is, you have the choice. I know people will still be going above and beyond this and saying, "Oh my god, he doesn't support this," when in reality, it's not that deep. It's a choice. It could literally be as simple as, "Oh, I don't really want to wear this jersey tonight. There's no reason at all. I support this group. I do this charity, whatever. I just don't want to wear it tonight." It could literally be as simple as that. And I know someone will make it from a molehill into a mountain, and it'll just be so stupid, and we'll be right at this conversation again. I don't know. I feel like giving the players the choice to, and not making them be like, if you don't wear this, you have to sit out. I feel like if you gave them the choice, then it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
yeah, I don't know. I think that's still like there's a lot more than just like taping your stick. I think that's a bit different. It's a bit more like noticeable, and it still begs the question in press conferences, like, why didn't you wear this? And like, I don't know. I just think it still kind of like brings that same problem. It's just not as vocal. I don't know.
And I could definitely see it how being as that as well, because like you said, it brings up the same questions. Why didn't you wear this?
Yeah.
But it's also like, why aren't we asking the question like, oh, why did you choose to wear this tonight? Why did you choose to represent this specific jersey combination tonight? Like, why aren't we asking that question? Why do we have to be so fucking negative about everything?
'Cause that's Twitter,
I
baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting thing, but yeah. Hall of Fame inductees. Um, the King, Henrik Lundqvist, headlines this Hall of Fame class, and there's three goalies in this Hall of Fame class. Hey, it's something you don't necessarily see often.
Not every
Um,
day.
you got Henrik Lundqvist, uh, excuse me, goalie Tom Barrasso, goalie Mike Vernon, forward Pierre Turgeron, and forward Caroline Ouellette. Ouellette? She's won 3 gold medals as well as 6 gold in the world championships. So, and then every other year she has silver medals. So she's just an absolute weapon on the ice for Team Canada. Shout out to her. And then there's Ken Hitchcock, who went in as a builder, and Pierre Lacroix, who went in as a builder as well. So coach, manager, whatever. But yeah, that's your inductees. Henrik Lundqvist headlines it. Kind of no surprise there. 6 most wins, most wins from a European goalie. Um, he has like a 920 save percentage and a 2.21 goals against average in his career in the playoffs. A couple Stanley Cup appearances. Vesna in 2012. Like he's all the hardware you need to get in. Just unfortunately no cup. But I mean, there's no surprise that he's in there. Hey,
No, not at all.
just a solid goalie all around. But
All around.
congratulations to this Hall of Fame class, and we'll see who's in next year. But that's all I got, Hayden. How about we get to our end of episode draft, or if there was anything else that you wanted to talk about that we didn't.
I mean, we could talk about a couple of things, NFL wise. Um, couple couple things. It seems like DeAndre Hopkins is narrowing down his teams. And it looks like it could be um the Browns, Patriots, or the Panthers. Realistically, I don't see why he would go to the Browns or Panthers because in his things he said he wants stability in the management position, and the Browns and the Panthers both have zero stability.
Yeah,
They
the
also
minute,
have like yeah, okay, you have Deshaun Watson as the quarterback in Cleveland, like that's a positive, that's a plus. But it's also fucking stupid because the Browns are the fucking Browns.
yeah,
And if you're going there, you're going there for money, like everyone.
yeah,
And same thing with the Panthers. The Panthers could easily. I hate how many people are on the Panthers this year. It's like, bro, they have a rookie quarterback starting, and he looks like he's 5'2". Like if Bryce Young is anything more than Kyler Murray, I'm going to be shocked because everything I've seen is kind of low, and Andy Dalton could legitimately be the starter by week one, just to give Bryce Young like a kind of like a here, watch Andy Dalton play, and then go about your business. But oh my god, I don't think he'll be better than Kyler Murray. So that's the thing. Um, the Dolphins are seemingly the most interested in signing Dalvin Cook, even though he has multiple offers. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
that's something I've been very like intrigued on is where Dalvin Cook will go. I think Miami would just like strengthen that because they re-signed Jeff Wilson, right? Um,
I think so.
so like that would just like deepen their backfield even more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Injury riddled backfield though, be a very scary backfield in terms of staying healthy. But I mean,
Yeah, it would.
I mean, like great 1-2 punch nonetheless. And Miami's like ready to, like they have all the pieces to go on a run. It's like the AFC East has turned into a very, very competitive division. And
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be very interesting to see how it shapes out this year if Dalvin Cook is added to that roster. It would really help Tua as well. Having a speedster like Dalvin Cook to take some pressure off him, taking some drop backs in the pocket. So
No, definitely. Um, yeah, and then not much else. Sad news, I guess, as we want to say. Ryan Mallett, uh, former Steelers, Patriots, Texans, quarterback, tragically drowned today. It's
jeez.
so shitty to hear something like that. A life taken at such a young age. Standout, quarterback in college, and led a pretty successful career in the NFL, more successful than any average man could ever do. So prayers up to Ryan Mallett's family. It's just
Yeah.
shitty news.
Yeah, that's really shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
But other than that, that is um pretty much it for football news.
Dope.
Yeah.
All right. How about you describe to the listeners what our end of episode draft is today?
Well, the end of episode draft is an actual draft, ladies and gentlemen.
Cool.
We are doing an NFL fantasy way too early mock draft 2023, June 27th. Strap in, strap on, let's get fucking ready.
You're
And we have some intangibles for this draft as well. You have to hit on 5 certain things to really qualify in this draft. So you have to pick a player that isn't currently on an NFL team, i.e., Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Hopkins, Leonard Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott. There's a bunch. 2, a player you would not like if your daughter brought home. Make that out however you want to be. Usually it just seems like a guy that's a head case. Antonio Brown would be perfect if he was still eligible. A player who played for more than one collegiate sport. So
don't give away players, baby.
I'm not giving away players.
Good.
But obviously that just means someone who was a 2-sport athlete.
Yep.
That could be any sport. I there's really no characteristic that has to be filled in this one. A player who is above 6'5", and a player from your most hated team. So let's get that out of the way early. My most hated team is obviously the Atlanta Falcons. And depending on where I go, I might just get that one out of the way and say it's Drake London. But Jeff, who is your most hated team?
I'm like in between two, but like
Okay.
I it's funny because like I don't think my most hated one is within our division, which is
Oh,
weird.
okay. So then what's your most hated team? Also, I sent you the link over the Zoom call.
I fucking hate the Steelers, dude.
That's fair.
I hate the Steelers.
Well, they got
So
dogs.
so like I'm going with I've voiced my opinion the most about Pittsburgh, and it's either Pittsburgh or Buffalo. And like Buffalo has some really good players as well, but like my God, if I Pittsburgh just drives me up the wall. And it's mostly because of like the fans around them. It's just like, it makes me hate them.
Yeah,
So
frustrating. Pretty classless fans too. Like what was that? What was that one time? Oh fuck, who was like injured and they were doing like the wave or something? Oh no, it's gonna piss me off. I really need to search this up.
so what's this how are we doing this? You claim the 12th spots, 12 team.
I just clicked it. We're going to oh here. This is what it was. Seattle Seahawks defensive end Darrell Taylor suffered a serious injury on a Sunday night in Pittsburgh, one that required him to be carted off the field, and Steelers fan initially responded by doing the wave.
Yeah, like
Stay classy, Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's what it was. No, I will do a random number generator. I assume that you can click on claim team.
it's not working right now.
Uh-oh.
What is happening?
What is going on?
What is going on here?
Can you see me moving back and forth? Of like claiming
No,
no? Oh, I'm going like I'm at team 1 now.
it just won't let me join it.
Let's see.
Okay, let me try and re-enter the link because they're sure pissing me. Ooh. Is the 6'5" thing 6'5" and taller or taller than 6'5"?
6'5" and taller.
Gotcha.
So it basically means just you need to draft a tight end that's that's good. So with that being said, I will
Yeah.
pull up the random number generator from 1 to
Yeah,
12.
yeah, this isn't working right now.
Not working. Uh-oh. Let's see if this one works here. Let's see. Is it the same one? Oh, yeah. It's definitely different. I bet you anything the second one is going to be the one. I don't understand why the copy invite link uh doesn't work. So now try.
Nope. Wait.
Fuck. Waiting.
Uh,
Just wait a
on
minute.
you.
Let me see if I can do this.
Yeah, no, it's not working, son.
When I click the thing, it says that I can join the draft. What about over your phone? What if I sent it to you via Messenger?
That could work.
Let me see. Are you signed into your account on your Mac? So that could also be why.
It doesn't give me an option to sign in.
Okay. Well, here, try doing this one. And then if not, try doing this one.
Where did you send it to me?
Messenger.
Okay.
Yeah, Facebook Messenger. Try the first one first. We'll see if that works. So now I'll do the random number generator. So I'm going to be generating for you first. You got
Okay.
3.
All right.
And I got 11. Kill me now.
All right.
Now you're in. Yeah, I bet you anything you just weren't signed in.
Yeah,
Like on
maybe.
your Mac.
But like it brought me to like a different window where it didn't even give me the chance to sign in. So I was like, whatever.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, um,
So we're doing a
make
full 12 round,
yeah,
15
full
round draft.
12 team, 15 round mock draft. You have a minute per pick. So while you make your pick, it's pretty good actually. So we'll do the first 2. I'll talk about them, and then you make your pick, and then you talk about your pick, and then we'll just say who gets drafted. Then I'll take my draft, and then you commentate on the reverse.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Let me just make sure that I
So
have my.
so so I got third, right?
Yeah. You have third.
Cool.
Okay. So with that, I think we should get this draft started.
Yes, sir.
Bang. So Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey go 1-2. It seems to be the standard. Jetta's going 1, McCaffrey
Yeah.
going 2.
So like this player bringing your daughter home, like that could be very subjective of like
Oh,
head,
extremely
head
subjective.
cases. So it's
Yeah.
like, do I really think Jamar Chase is someone I don't want my daughter coming home with? I don't think so. Like I'm trying to be realistic here and not cheat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with uh that one. And I think with Tyreek Hill's history,
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill at
There
third
you go.
overall.
All right. So up until then, after Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Austin Eckler, Travis Kelsey, Cooper Kupp, Bijan Robinson. That is a surprising factor to me.
Yeah.
The Falcons, I don't know. Like, I guess it could be good. I don't think so. I think Bijan, yeah, he's pretty decent. Saquon, I I don't. Why isn't Saquon being drafted ahead of Bijan? That's kind of crazy. If anyone takes Bijan Robinson or anyone like that before JT, I'm just
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, um I won't hit on any of my intangibles right now because I don't see anyone in that position. So I'm gonna go pretty good here, and I'm gonna take Jonathan Taylor.
For what?
Nothing.
Oh, you can just I thought we were only picking players in the five.
No, 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 no. No, you just have to have five selected. Like
Oh,
five players have to
what?
fit that role. Do you want to
What?
restart?
No, it's fine. I
Okay.
just wouldn't have picked Tyreek Hill third overall. I thought we had to
Oh,
hit
I
on
think
the
Tyreek Hill
things.
third overall is still pretty good.
Yeah, I know, but I just wouldn't have.
Oh, fair enough.
Like I would have picked Jamar Chase over Tyreek Hill.
That's my
That's all
bad.
right.
My bad. I thought, yeah. Well, now that I can't get my fucking thing up. Uh-oh. Um, oh, there we go.
Stephon Diggs and AJ Brown win at the turn.
Yes, they did.
You got
So a
10
person I
seconds.
would not like my daughter to take home purely just because I'd feel outmanned. Derrick Henry.
Fair. Gary Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and fucking Josh Allen. Shit.
You're looking at Joshy boy, huh?
Yeah.
He is 6'5", so
Yeah. God damn it. Um, okay, well, I'm gonna go. I don't think this guy played two sports anyways, but I'm gonna he's I think the number one fantasy quarterback, and I'll just go Jalen Hurts.
there you go.
Waddle, Andrews, Stevenson, and Najee Harris.
Great. That's
Okay, I think I need some running backs here.
I'd say so. You
So
got a pretty decent running back at your rank there.
in Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Brees Hall, like I don't know if he's the same guy with Rodgers at the helm, right?
that's true.
Um, yeah, I'll go Tony Pollard.
Nice. And from that, Olave, Higgins, Burrow, Devonta Smith, Brees Hall, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs go before Travis Etienne. Wow, that is surprising. Um, all right. Well, with that, I have a perfect receiver lined up for me, who did play basketball, at Ole Miss. I'm assuming. Let's see. Let me just quickly fact check. Uh oh, he played in the celebrity game. Oh boy, this is hard. uh, okay, well, this is kind of shitty. I don't know. I mean, I'm still gonna take DK Metcalf, even though I can't find that he played on anything, for basketball. Oh boy. Oh, Lamar Jackson ran track, right? Let's
Not that I
see.
know of.
Track in college. He ran track for Boynton uh Boynton Beach High School, and he did get offers for that collegiately. So you know what? I'm gonna count that. He definitely could have ran track. Didn't Tyreek Hill run track?
Yeah, I also have a dual sport athlete as well. So
Yeah, there you go. All right, well with that, I'm gonna pick Lamar Jackson. Same thing as last year. I'm really high on the guy.
fair. Yeah.
So with
And
that,
then
yeah.
Keenan Allen, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Hopkins,
Damn, I should have went D Hop.
Debo Samuel, Aaron Jones, Justin Fields, and Amari Cooper.
Nice.
Um, I don't know if any of these guys played two sports. Or I guess I'm not going for that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go with. I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna go with a guy who had an unfortunate end to his early rookie season and go Damian Pierce.
Nice. I like the running back choices.
And you got Kittle, McLaurin, and Sanders at the turn, and then DJ Moore.
Nice.
DJ Moore. And then for a guy who's not on a team, I'm gonna go Dalvin Cook.
Damn, that's a good one. And then right after Alexander Madison goes, then J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, Jerry Jeudy, Drake London, T.J. Hawkinson, and Herbert. Damn, I was really wanting Hawkinson or Drake London. Now I can't get them. But you know what? I think I can knock out two birds with one stone.
Wait, so did I technically?
But I'm
'Cause
not gonna. I'm honestly not gonna count it if you count out two birds with one stone because that's pretty bullshit. I feel. Oh, I did not mean to call you. By the way,
I didn't get
sorry
it.
about that.
My D&D's on anyways. Does
Oh,
it has to
perfect.
be 5 separate players?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So just to be sure, a player on. Ooh, I need to take two Falcons, man. Or I need to get someone above this height. Okay. I'm gonna go Kyle Pitts.
Good pick.
So then after that, Trevor Lawrence and James Conner go. Wow, team 12. Don't really like the team.
Seen better.
Seen better. Um, so I have now a player you would not like if your daughter brought home, a player who played one more collegiate sport, and a player who is above 6'5". So I need one on my most hated team and a player that isn't on a team just yet. Or do I take Darren Waller? Hmm. Oh shit. I think Christian Watson's 6'5". He is. Oh, Jeff, this works out perfectly. I can transition Kyle Pitts to be on my most hated team and take Christian Watson as my 6'5" player.
There.
Ooh, tight end run.
Fuck
Holy
Kamara.
fuck. Kamara. Yeah.
All right.
Damn. That 8 game sussy looking sus.
All right. Um fuck. Uh okay.
Yo, I just realized an absolute steal.
I don't know who's 6'5" and
It's pretty much gonna have to be a tight end. Pat Firemuth is 6'5". If you're
uh
looking, Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams is also 6'5".
no, he's 6'4", but
Oh damn.
I made a panic pick.
So after that, Rashad White, Brandon Ayuk, uh, Marquise Brown, and Christian Kirk go, and Jeff is back on the turn.
So I'm gonna kind of reach down low.
Yeah. Oh, Mike
And
Evans is also 6'5".
is he?
Yeah, he is.
Damn it! I wish I picked him instead.
I mean, you could, or you could go tight end. Well, tight end, you'd be reaching.
I'll go Mike Evans.
Yeah, I like that.
I was
And oh,
let's see if I was going deciding between either Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, or Mike Evans, because like Pickens and
yeah,
most
that's a
hated
good one. Yeah.
and
All right.
Pickens. I don't know if I want my daughter coming home with Pickens, so
So with that, after Jeff, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett, Traylon Burks, Antonio Gibson, David Montgomery, George Pickens, and James Cook go. Um, so now I can kind of go anywhere I want. I really actually fucking like my team, man. Um, man, I'm not gonna go quarterback because I already have a quarterback. Isaiah Pacheco, great upside. You know what? Or do I get receiver? Who? Jackson Smith, Enigma, Jordan Addison. You know what? I'm gonna go Pacheco.
Great pick.
Jackson Smith, Enigma, and Jordan Addison go. Um, and now, honestly, someone who could easily be the starter for 8 weeks just because of Kamara's suspension, and I doubt he's gonna make it back to me. Last year's touchdown leader, I mind you, Jamal Williams.
Solid pick.
So then after that, Pat Fryermuth. Uh, who the fuck is Johnston? uh,
Oh, he's the new rookie receiver for
for
Chargers.
Chargers. Crazy. Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, Kadarius Toney, Evan Ingram, and AJ Dillon go, leaving Jev on the clock. Now, Jev, where are you looking?
Well, this is what I'm thinking, Hayden. I
Dalton
need
Schultz.
no, I need a guy who I don't want my daughter coming home with.
Ah,
And what better pick to go with the guy who has 17 different civil lawsuits against him from a bunch of women. So I'm gonna go double up and go to Sean Watson.
yeah, that is a great pick. Absolutely great pick.
Is that not a fucking snipe, my guy?
That
saw that and
is.
I was like, oh yeah, he exists. Let's
Yeah,
go.
going for the two quarterbacks. I don't hate it. You will
Very
need.
dual quarterbacks early, but
Yeah, if
you
this was in
gotta
the two QB league, I would love your quarterbacks right now.
yeah, you gotta meet a criteria. And
Yeah.
then um
Anthony Richardson going team two. Wow, that's
yeah,
oh boy.
no
But now,
kidding.
Jeff, where are you looking now?
So I need someone on my most hated team,
Yeah.
but like
Oh, you could have went Pat Fryermuth, man.
I could have, but I don't think I would have got the lady toucher in Deshaun Watson.
You oh yeah, you definitely want to got Mike Evans. Okay, who are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go David Njoku, get tight
David
end.
Njoku. Good tight end choice. Then after Njoku, Bijan or not Bijan, Brian Robinson. How did he go that late? Dude. Okay, Juju, Michael Thomas, Khalil Herbert, Gabe Davis, Dalton Schultz, Z Charbin. For Seattle running back. Man, I'm out of the game right now. Okay, well, that leaves quite a lot. Oh my god, this is what you can get in the 10th round nowadays, or the ninth round. Holy shit, man! Tell me why Rashad Penny isn't the starting running back for the Eagles. I'm gonna have five running
Who
backs.
who else is there?
Not anyone that I can really fucking remember. You know, okay, I'm gonna go Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, good pick.
Um, I could get Rashad Penny if I wanted to again because Samaje Perine goes before Rashad Penny. This is insane right now. This is insane to me. Um, Zay Flowers for Baltimore. He's the rookie. I like Zay Flowers, but I don't like him above this other Baltimore receiver named Odell Beckham Jr.
Hey,
Uh,
DeAndre Swift is,
DeAndre Swizzle.
and then Kenneth Gainwell, and then
Right.
Rashad Penny, and then
Okay.
Boston Scott. Yo, their backfield is nice.
Their backfield is fucking sick. Okay. Um, well, with that being said, we're also drafting defense and kickers, but we obviously save them for the latter halves of the rounds. So with that being said, I'm also gonna go receiver, and I'm gonna go Odell Beckham Jr. Jamison Williams, Adam Thielen, Geno Smith, Zay Flowers, D. Shane for Miami, running back. I heard good things about him. Alan Lazard for the Jets, and Rashad Penny go, leaving Jev on the board. You still
Searching
have to get a
something.
player from your hated team. You could go Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Yo, you gave up my strategy, dog. That's what I was. Uh,
They're definitely not gonna go now, though. Surely you can get them on like the
no,
12th.
and I got a couple other players on queue as well. So
Good,
like,
good, good.
but I was thinking of like, yo, what if I just make my hated team fucking,
Buffalo.
no, like Steelers defense.
Ah, okay, yes, yes, yes.
But I'm gonna strengthen up my running backs a bit more and get the bulldog that's went to his division rival and left
Yeah.
my team and left me crying. I'm gonna go Damian Harris.
Oh, damn. I still need to get a person that isn't on a team, bro.
Nerd. I
Okay.
mean, no one will be going because they're not on a team, so like you're fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um, hmm. I think we're in the handcuff territory now,
Yeah.
and I really want to take this handcuff, but like, there's a very good chance he's injured as well. So it's like, oh. Um, but this guy seems to be taking the snaps and he's showed success at receiving, so I'm gonna go Jerick McKinnon.
Jarek McKinnon. Nice. Uh, Christian Onkwankwa. I don't know how to say his name.
A
I'm
Conquo.
sorry.
A Conquo.
Yeah. Okonkwo. Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Elijah Mitchell, Tyler Algier, Darnell Mooney, Dalton Kincaid. Now it's back to me. Um. Oh
Oh,
man. So I'm obviously going to go with Ezekiel Elliott. And you know what? There's only two other picks after. I don't really see him going super, super hard in the paint for a lot of these people. Also, Sam Laporta, watch out. Lions tight end. Apparently at tight end U, he's become a big name.
a
Uh,
dog.
as well as Jawan Johnson and Foster Moreau. But go on that. I'm gonna go Zeke just to be safe. Greg Dulcich and Russell Wilson go. Wow, what a terrible pick. Do I just go fucking six running backs because fuck bitches get money?
Send it, baby.
Um, Jeff spoke it into existence. It's handcuffing season. Um, so I also really like this pick. Rookie. In case Jamal Williams gets hurt, give me Kendre Miller for New Orleans. I've heard really good things about him. But then Donta Foreman, um, rookie running back, I'm assuming from Chicago. Johnson, Rondale Moore, Tyler Boyd, Carolina rookie receiver Mingo, Kansas City rookie receiver Rice, and Devin Singletary. God damn, I need to learn these names, bro.
Some new blood.
Rasheed Rice.
I'm going to strengthen my running back pool even more and go Raheem the Dream Mostert.
Raheem the Dream. And then after that, Bryce Young, uh Laporta goes. Sam Laporta, yeah, that was the name. I just said that.
Yeah.
Um
Tank Bigsby,
Tank Bigsby. Yeah,
all name team.
that's a pretty fucking sick name. And then Romeo Dubs, that's a sleeper. Romeo Dubs is absolute sleeper territory.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Jeff, last three rounds here. What are you looking for? Clyde
uh,
Edwards-Helaire is on the board.
I'm gonna go with Sky Moore,
Good pick.
athletic freak out of KC.
Good pick. How did Kyler Murray make it to this round?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
actually kind
right,
of
because he's
crazy.
injured. He's injured. Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett, uh, Jerome Ford. Let's go. I got his name right. Another Zay Jones, Michael Gallup, and Nico Collins, which is me on the board. Um, I've already picked two Saints, so I won't go another one because I'm not that cringe. Although I really like Rashid Shaheed for this year. Be on the lookout. Um, ooh, I've heard a lot of good things about Jalen Hyatt too. He's a pretty nice receiver from Tennessee. So you
You're
know
the
what?
only 10 I see.
Oh, Jeff, not talking. Now you know what? I'm gonna go tight end. I'm gonna take Juwan Johnson.
Nice.
And then Mayor go Justin Tucker. Yeah, it's now time for the kickers and the defense. And I'm going Steelers defense, baby. No, I won't fuck you over that much.
Well, the Steelers still have the kicker.
That's true. I guess they do. Yeah. Imagine both of them get taken before.
They probably
Uh
will with my
they
luck.
they probably will. You know what? I like Daniel Carlson. And then Evan McPherson, Harrison Bucker, Tyler Bass, Young Ho is Koo. Why am I blanking on Myers? Brandon McManus and Matt Gay.
What
Jason Myers. That's who it is.
is fucking the buddy guy still Steelers kicker?
Why is Adam Vinatieri on this list?
Who's the Steelers kicker again?
Let's see. Steelers kicker
I'm losing it.
this year. Hello. Chris Boswell.
That's his name.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
Boom. Matt Prater, Cameron Dicker, I think is his name.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker. Wow, New Orleans Saints is the first defense to go. That is a surprise to me.
Overrated.
And then Jeff, who are you going with?
That's a good question, Hayden.
San Francisco, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they definitely updated though. Um,
Yeah, they're really not good for their
yeah.
rushing, receiving, and passing stats, I must say.
Yeah, no.
The Bucks, I don't know why people see the Bucks being a good defense, but
Patriots defense is gonna be nice this year.
absolutely. The Jets, Rams, Lions, Pats. I like those. The Chargers, yeah, that's good. Titans, oh boy. Um, you know what? Just because I don't think they're going to be on the field that much. Kansas City. And
That's
then
fair.
the Vegas Raiders go. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your draft. I will take a screenshot of this bad boy.
All right. I'm gonna go through my
There.
team as a third overall pick.
Yep.
Out of 12. I'm going order in position, not necessarily picks exactly. But I got Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Tony Pollard and Damian Pierce at running back, Tyreek Hill and Mike Williams at receiver, David Njoku at tight end, and Dalvin Cook at flex. It's double flex here. And then Mike Evans at flex as well, with Chris Boswell at kicker and San Francisco 49ers defense. And I got Deshaun Watson, Damian Harris, Jerick McKinnon, Raheem Mostert, and Sky Moore on my bench.
Dang.
Bang.
In case shebang. Oh, that's good. I love that. Where is that screenshot? Oh, there it is. Okay. I will say my team now.
Running backs.
For me, yeah, I know, man. For me at the running back positions, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco, Jamal Williams, Ezekiel Elliott, who probably won't play, and Kendre Miller. Stacked running back room. If anyone wants me, come get me. At my receiver room, I have DK Swolcalf, the freak that I thought would have played basketball but didn't. The track star Lamar Jackson, the man on my most hated team, Kyle Pitts, Christian Watson, who's over 6'5", and then also with the receivers are Cortland Sutton and Odell Beckham Jr. In the tight end room as well, give me Jawan Johnson, and then kicker Daniel Carlson with the Chiefs defense.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Beauty foul. All right, hey, this episode's getting long. Where can the people find you?
On Instagram and Twitter at Hayden_Barton.
Follow me on Instagram at Jevon.Lefave, on Twitter at JevonLefave. Find everything for the show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LeftSideHeavy_. And subscribe to the YouTube, Left Side Heavy, where you can find video formats of the podcast and our eventual Whiskey Mile challenge that we'll do this weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. And I'm sorry if they are delayed clips because we'll be camping where there's no service. So, love y'all. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Peace.